Be sure to follow me on Twitter. There you can keep up with all the updates from Comics Explained and talk to me directly. What's going on, guys? This is Rob, and after going through the comments for my video on the Infinity Stones from the comics, there seem to be a lot of questions relating to the Infinity Stones in the movies. And so in an effort to clear up this confusion, what we're going to be doing is we're going to be running through the Infinity Stones in the Marvel Cinematic Universe. Now, before we start this video, there are a couple things I want to run over. The first is that if you're interested in how Thanos gained the Infinity Stones in the comics and how the Infinity Gauntlet event unfolds, I have those videos as a playlist that'll be down in the description. Now, the second is that while the Infinity Stones are referred to as the Infinity Gems in the comics, it's really up to you in terms of what you choose to call them. But in this video, for the sake of simplicity, I'm just going to be referring to them as the Infinity Stones. And so, with that being said, let's jump into it. So what the Marvel Cinematic Universe tells us is that the Infinity Gems came into existence as a result of the actions of the four cosmic entities. The four cosmic entities come in the form of death, entropy, infinity, and eternity. Now, eternity represents the expansion of the universe itself, the continued existence and the physical manifestation of the universe, what the universe is. Infinity is the expansion of all things that currently exist in the universe, the ever-growing presence of the universe itself until such a time when the universe will end, whatever that time happens to be. Now, entropy and death are the other side of eternity and infinity, where eternity and infinity combined represent the expansion of life and the universe. Entropy and death represent the end of life and the universe. Entropy represents destruction. Entropy represents the end of the universe. Death, of course, represents the concept of death. Now, the fact that Mistress Death is in the Marvel Cinematic Universe tells us that she's probably the driving force behind why it is Thanos is doing everything. And during the end credit scene of the Avengers, when the other had told Thanos that to attempt to conquer or to defeat Earth's superheroes would mean to court death, was not a metaphor. That, in fact, death does exist, and that much like in the comics, Thanos' drive is to capture the affections of Mistress Death. Now, in terms of why it was they created the Infinity Gems, we don't know. We don't know why they made them. All we know is that the result was that they did make them. And so as we get into the section about what the Infinity Gems represent, keep in mind, this will be very similar to our discussion with regards to the comic books. But what we're going to do here is I'm going to try to go ahead and highlight each member, or I guess each one of the Infinity Gems as we know what they are, and talk about how it is the Infinity Gems, affect, or what kind of actions can be committed by the person who wields the gems. So the first Infinity Stone is the Mind Stone. Now the Mind Stone appears to be represented by the Scepter of Loki, but this really hasn't been confirmed in the film so far. Now, what the Mind Gem does is it allows its wielder to manipulate, control, and read the minds of every person or every being in existence in the universe. Now, this can be done simultaneously, meaning that every mind in the universe can be read at the same time by the wielder of the Mind Stone if they choose to do so. The next one is the Reality Stone, and the Reality Stone really seems to be the favorite of most everybody who loves the Infinity Stones. Now, the Reality Stone seems to have been introduced in Thor: The Dark World in the form of the Ether, but again, this hasn't really been confirmed. The Reality Stone, simply put, allows its user to manipulate the very fabric of reality and even defy all existing laws of physics. Now, in the comics, the Reality Gem was stated by Thanos to require an extraordinarily powerful mind to harness and control its power without actually going insane, and so the fact that Jane Foster and Malekith from the Dark Elves were basically capable of wielding this gem, or wielding this stone and utilizing it, meaning that they didn't actually go insane, indicates this stone may not actually be as powerful as it is in the comics. Now, the next stone is the Power Stone, and this was confirmed to have been the orb in Guardians of the Galaxy. Now, the Power Stone was shown to have been wielded by the Celestials at some point in the past. Now, if you're interested in learning more about the Celestials, I have a video on them that you're welcome to check out, but the Power Stone grants its wielder unlimited power by drawing on all energy that has ever existed in the universe, currently does exist in the universe, or will ever exist in the universe. And so, as such, the Power Stone is really the foundation for all of the other Infinity Stones, meaning that the Power Stone has to exist in order for the Infinity Stones to reach their full potential. Now, The final stone on our list is the Space Stone. And as we know, the Space Stone was represented in the Marvel Cinematic Universe as the Tesseract. Now, originally, the Tesseract was thought to have been the Cosmic Cube, but this was actually cleared up by Kevin Feige in an interview with ComingSoon.net, which of course, again, you'll find down in the description. But the Space Stone allows its wielder to move anywhere through space instantaneously and even occupy all spaces at once, meaning they can be on multiple planets at the same time. Now, the way that the Tesseract, or I guess the way the Space Stone was used in the Avengers, indicates to us that it seemed to have largely just been like a portal system, that it opened portals and that was really it. But this could have been due to the fact that Loki just didn't know how to use it properly, or it could have been due to the fact that the Space Stone needs the Power Stone in order for it to be able to be used to its full potential. Again, we haven't really had this question answered yet, but having said all that, what we know so far is that Thanos had previously been in possession of the Mind Stone, and that he'd actually turned the Mind Stone over to Loki when he learned that the Space Stone was on the planet Earth. And the hope was that Loki was going to be able to use the Mind Stone to gain the forces necessary to attain the Space Stone and then bring both of those stones to Thanos. But of course, as we know, Loki failed and he was captured by the Avengers. And so here's the million-dollar question. Here's the question that I imagine a lot of you guys really want to know. What happens when someone manages to take all 6 Infinity Stones, place them on the Infinity Gauntlet, and then use it? Simply put, all hell breaks loose. In the comics, Thanos gave us one of the most spectacular demonstrations of ass-kicking ever seen in the history of Marvel Comics. He obliterated half the life in the universe. He snapped his fingers and half the life in the universe was gone. He went on to single-handedly defeat the universe's most powerful superheroes without any real effort. And then he turned around, he defeated and imprisoned all the cosmic entities, and then he became the singular most powerful being in the history of the Marvel Universe. I guess within the Earth 616 universe anyway. That's what he did. There was almost no way of stopping him, but he was stopped. And how he was stopped is something that I'll let you figure out as you're watching my Infinity Gauntlet series. With that being said, we're going to bring this video to an end. I hope you guys enjoyed it. If you did, let me know. And I will catch you guys later. Peace.
We can live forever.